You're not broke because you don't work hard enough. You're broke because your brain was programmed that way. And until you understand how, nothing will change. Right now, there's a mental virus running in your mind. It was installed before you could even talk. It came from your parents, your teachers, your environment. And every single day, it's sabotaging your financial future without you even knowing it. The real prison is not the lack of money, it is the way you think about it. Today, we're going to expose the exact mental patterns that keep poor people poor, generation after generation. Broke mind programmed. And here's what's terrifying. These patterns feel normal to you. They feel like common sense. They feel like reality, but they are not. They're just software, bad software. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to identify and delete every single one of them. This is not about motivation. This is about reprogramming. The poverty program. Before you were 7 years old, your brain was wide open. No filters, no critical thinking, just absorbing everything like a sponge. And what did it absorb? Every conversation your parents had about money, every stressed look when bills arrived. Every time they said, "We can't afford that. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man." Your subconscious mind recorded all of it. And here's the problem. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between helpful beliefs and destructive ones. It just stores everything and runs it on autopilot. So when you try to build wealth now, your conscious mind says, "Yes, I want to be rich." But your subconscious mind screams, "No, money is dangerous, money causes problems, rich people are bad." Your earliest money memories are still controlling your financial decisions today. This is why 70% of lottery winners go broke within 5 years. They changed their bank account, but they never changed their mental programming. The money came in, but the poverty program pushed it right back out. And this leads us to something even more insidious. Scarcity addiction. Poor people are addicted to scarcity, not because they want to be broke, but because scarcity is familiar. It feels like home. Familiar safe trap. Think about it. When you grow up in lack, your nervous system adapts to lack. Stress about money becomes your baseline, and your brain starts to crave that stress because it's the only state it knows. This is why people sabotage themselves right before a breakthrough. They get a raise and immediately spend it. They start a business and quit just as it starts working. They push away opportunities because abundance feels wrong. We don't get what we want. We get what we're familiar with. Neuroscience calls this the comfort zone. But there's nothing comfortable about it. It's just familiar. Your brain would rather keep you broke and stressed than let you experience the unfamiliar territory of wealth. Your addiction to struggle is keeping you from prosperity. The wealthy understand this. They've trained their nervous system to feel at home in abundance. They expect good things. They feel comfortable receiving. But this is just the beginning of the pattern. The money story. Every person carries a money story. And that story is running your financial life whether you know it or not. What's yours? I'm not good with money. Money doesn't grow on trees. You have to work hard for every penny. Rich people are greedy. These stories feel like facts, but they're just fiction you inherited. Here's what the wealthy know. Money has no morality. Money is neutral. It's just energy, just a tool. But poor people have weaponized money with meaning. They've made it into something scary, something dirty, something that corrupts. And when you believe money is bad, your subconscious will do everything possible to keep you away from it. Whether you think you can, or you think you can't, you're right. Studies show that children from wealthy families are taught that money is a servant. Children from poor families are taught that money is a master. One group grows up commanding money. The other grows up fearing it. Story changes reality. Your money story isn't the truth. It's just the first draft, and you can rewrite it. But there's something that makes rewriting almost impossible. Identity prison. The most dangerous thing keeping you poor isn't a lack of knowledge or opportunity. It's your identity. You've built your entire sense of self around being middle class, working class, struggling, getting by. Identity. And here's the trap. Your brain will fight to the death to protect your identity, even if that identity is destroying you. This is why information alone doesn't change people. You can read every money book, watch every finance video, learn every strategy. But if your identity says I'm not the kind of person who has money, none of it will stick. You cannot outperform your self-image, no matter how hard you try. The wealthy have a completely different self-image. They see themselves as creators of value. They see themselves as deserving of abundance. They expect success because success is who they are. It is not the mountain we conquer but ourselves. Poor people try to change their behavior. Wealthy people change their identity first. The behavior follows automatically. Identity shapes destiny. And this brings us to an even deeper layer of the problem. Blame programming. Poor people have been programmed to blame. Blame the economy. Blame the government. Blame their boss. Blame their parents. Blame their luck. And every time they blame, they give away their power. Blame equals powerless. Think about the logic. If it's someone else's fault that you're broke, then someone else has to fix it. You've just made yourself a passenger in your own life. The wealthy operate differently. They take radical responsibility for everything, even things that aren't technically their fault. Because here's the secret. Responsibility is not about fault, it is about power. When you take responsibility, you take back control. You become the one who can change things. The price of greatness is responsibility. This doesn't mean bad things don't happen. It means you decide how you respond to them. Poor people ask, why is this happening to me? Wealthy people ask, how can I use this? Same event. Completely different questions. Completely different results. And the next pattern might be the most subtle of all. Time blindness. Poor people trade time for money. Wealthy people trade money for time. This seems like a small distinction, but it reveals everything about how they think. Your relationship with time determines your relationship with wealth. Stanford psychologist Walter Mischel ran the famous marshmallow experiment. Children who could delay gratification for a bigger reward later went on to have dramatically better life outcomes. More money, better health, stronger relationships. The ability to think long-term is the foundation of wealth, but poverty creates a constant state of emergency. When you're worried about next week's rent, you can't think about next year's investment. Your brain literally cannot access long-term planning when it's stuck in survival mode. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Wealthy people play the long game. They invest, they build, they compound. Poor people play the short game. They consume, they spend, they stay stuck. Every financial decision you make is either planting seeds or eating them. Plant today, harvest tomorrow. But even if you understand time, there's something else holding you back. Envy poison. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most poor people secretly hate rich people. They call them greedy. They assume they cheated. They celebrate when they fail. And this envy is poisoning their own chances of wealth. Envy repels money. Think about it. How can you become something you hate? How can you attract something you resent? Your subconscious is always listening. When you criticize wealth, you're telling your brain that wealth is bad, dangerous, something to avoid. Resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. The wealthy understand something different. They celebrate other people's success. They study it. They learn from it. They see proof that wealth is possible. What you appreciate appreciates, what you hate evaporates. If you find yourself judging rich people, ask yourself this. Is this helping me or hurting me? Is this belief moving me toward wealth or away from it? Every thought is either an investment or an expense. And the next pattern goes even deeper into your psychology. Invisible ceiling. Everyone has an invisible income ceiling. A number that feels normal, comfortable, acceptable. And no matter what you do, you keep bouncing back to that number. Thermostat. It works exactly like a thermostat in your house. If the room gets too hot, the air conditioning kicks in. If it gets too cold, the heat turns on. Your subconscious has a financial thermostat, and it's set to whatever you believe you deserve. Get a windfall, you'll find a way to spend it. Start earning more. You'll sabotage the opportunity. We accept the love we think we deserve. This applies to money too. We accept the wealth we think we deserve. And most people's deserving thermostat is set embarrassingly low. Your income can only grow as much as you do. The wealthy constantly work on raising their thermostat. They expose themselves to bigger numbers. They hang around successful people. They visualize abundance until it feels normal. Raise your ceiling. Your current financial situation is just a reflection of your current thermostat setting. Change the setting, change your life. But here's what blocks most people from even trying: fear of success. Everyone talks about fear of failure, but the wealthy know that fear of success is far more dangerous and far more common. You might be terrified of the very thing you say you want. Think about what success would mean: new responsibilities, new expectations, new relationships. What if your friends and family treat you differently? What if they are jealous, resentful, distant? What if you change and lose yourself? These fears are often unconscious, but they're powerful enough to keep you stuck for decades. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. The poor subconsciously believe that wealth will cost them something precious: their identity, their relationships, their soul. The fear of becoming who you could be is the ultimate self-betrayal. Wealthy people have made peace with success. They've decided that becoming their best self is worth any discomfort. They've chosen growth over safety. Choose growth over fear. And the final pattern ties everything together: the wealth code. Everything we've discussed leads to one conclusion: wealth is an inside job. It starts in your mind and works its way out into your reality. Inside first, outside second. The wealthy understand that their external world is just a printout of their internal programming. Want to change the printout? Change the program. This is why two people can start with the same opportunities and end up in completely different places. Same inputs, different software, different outputs. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Here's the good news: your brain is plastic. It can be reprogrammed at any age. The beliefs that were installed in childhood can be uninstalled and replaced. You are not stuck, you are just not finished updating your mental software. But it requires awareness. It requires intention. It requires doing the inner work that most people avoid. The poverty program can be deleted. The scarcity addiction can be healed. Your money story can be rewritten. Your identity can be upgraded. And when that happens, wealth doesn't become something you chase. It becomes something you are. You now understand what keeps poor people poor. It's not the economy. It's not bad luck. It's not a lack of opportunity. It's programming. Mental software that was installed before you could defend yourself against it. Awareness is power. The poverty program, the scarcity addiction, the destructive money story, the identity prison, the blame game, the time blindness, the envy poison, the invisible ceiling, the fear of success. These patterns have been running your financial life from the shadows, but now you can see them. And what you can see, you can change. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty. The wealthy aren't smarter than you. They're not luckier than you. They're just running different software. And today, you've started the upgrade. The question isn't whether you can become wealthy. The question is whether you're willing to do the inner work that wealth requires. Your financial future is being written right now by the thoughts you choose to think. The reprogramming starts now. If this video exposed something in you, subscribe. There's more to uncover, and share this with someone who needs to hear these uncomfortable truths.